Hi, my name is Laura Kohn Wood, and I'm the Dean of the School of Education and Human Development at the University of Miami. And I have the great pleasure of serving on the Corporate Advisory Board for Eastridge. Eastridge is an opportunity that I enjoy being associated with Eastridge through the Corporate Advisory Board initially. And my role there came about through a recommendation from a current board member, Mr. Ed Williamson, who I know through the university, and also Dr. Carolyn Garwood, who is a resident and a former board member who was a faculty member and department chair in the School of Education at University of Miami for several years. And in fact, she was the first female department chair and has served as a mentor for many of us in the School of Education, women faculty, for years. The first time, in fact, that I stepped foot on Eastridge's campus was for a birthday party for Dr. Garwood held on the campus. And many of her former students, former faculty, colleagues, including myself, attended the party. So I was thrilled when she had recommended me to serve on the board. There's a personal connection as well, and that is that I grew up in Seattle, decided to attend a university far away from home, Howard University in Washington, D.C. And fortunately for me, my grandmother at the time, Jane Heimerdinger, she had moved to a life care community outside of Philadelphia called Pennswood Village in Bucks County. And so for me in college, far away from home, my home away from home actually was Pennswood Village. I would jump on the train, she would pick me up in Trenton, New Jersey, and I would spend my weekends, many of my breaks, holidays, laundry visits spending them at Pennswood and really getting to know the community, the people in the community, eating in the dining room, and to the point where it became like a home away from home for me, truly. I remember having little powwows with several of the residents who were former faculty members at universities across the East Coast when I was trying to decide, should I go to graduate school at University of Virginia, New York University, or one or another of those schools to which I had applied, and got a lot of really good advice from the residents there. So I really enjoy being at Eastridge, in part because it reminds me so much of that experience I had in college. And now we're an Eastridge family. So my husband and his brothers, I guess, heard me talking so favorably about Eastridge that they decided to look into it for my mother-in-law. And she moved in, became a resident last fall. And I have to say, from a familial side, I feel incredibly blessed, actually, that she's there, because I just strongly believe it's a much safer and wonderful place for her to be, particularly in these times. If she were still living alone in her condo, I would have been very concerned about her, leaving the condo, maybe, not remembering to wear a mask or to be safe. And the fact that she's at Eastridge is totally healthy, completely safe, and still able to get out of her apartment and walk around if she wants to outside, has been an incredible blessing. It's been hard because the rules have been very strict, very strict. We're not able to see her at all, but I would not trade the feeling of safety that I know I have, my husband has, and his brothers, for the sacrifice that we have to make to not see her face to face for this time. So, yeah.